Hi. Well, thanks for turning on this episode of Flyboy. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching it. And I do apologise that my videos have been a bit boring recently. I've kind of not done very well, have I? But I think it's just part of the thing that part of paragliding is it isn't always going to be epic. And there's so many videos out there of these amazing flights. And I think it can get a bit disheartening when you're actually not always doing that and you're doing top to bottoms and struggling to get up. So I think that's part of the reality, is I'm trying to make my videos very real. Anyway, enough of that. I'm walking up Afton. Now, someone recently contacted me to say that they'd like me to do a video about how to find that second thermal, how to do when you do a cross country, talk about how do you actually go from that first thermal to the second thermal and successfully go cross country. That's a very good question, so I'm going to try and talk about that today. And it's going to be a bit of a challenge because it's very grey. There's not much sunshine and the forecast isn't particularly brilliant. There's a bit of breeze here at Afton at the moment. It's very early though, it's 9 o'clock in the morning because the forecast is for the wind to drop. So I'm the first one here and I'm hoping that there'll be enough thermals to do a cross country and to talk about how successfully get that second climb and go on from there. So I'll see you at launch. So I'm on takeoff here. The reason I got here so early is because the wind is forecast to drop, and of course there's not much chance of flying if there's no wind. It often happens here on Afton. You get a nice breeze in the morning and then it can just drop to nothing quite quickly as the sea breeze comes in. So the problem is I've got some wind, but it's a bit too early for any thermals, plus there's no cumulus clouds. So I'm just making an assessment of the day here and thinking, it's not impossible, but it's going to be quite challenging to go cross country. The wind is slightly from the right, so that's slightly from the northeast, I'd say. Again, which isn't brilliant if you're wanting to go that way, which is east. If you turn left and you go west, fly towards my home over there, unfortunately you run out of land unless you want to cross over to Milford-on-Sea, but you've got to be quite high to do that. So anyway, we'll see what we can do. Before we get in the air, one of the things that I wanted to say was the second thermal is probably the most important thermal of any cross-country flight, in my opinion. It's often despised as oh, this isn't good enough, I'll fly on. And the number of times I've done that, it's ruined a flight, because you'll successfully get a first thermal, then you'll go over the back or wherever you're going, and you might get into some sort of rough broken lift somewhere over the back. And many times I have thought, oh, this isn't good enough, I'll fly on, and then of course you never get anything else. So I think the golden rule is never despise that second thermal. It's extremely important. Even if it's broken and rubbish, stay with it. Do just at all costs, when you hit that second lift thermal, whatever it is, even if it's a broken, weak zero, stay with it, because you'll end up finding that you're not high enough to get that third thermal and you're on the deck. So yeah, if you can remember nothing else, remember that. Don't despise the second climb. It's the most important thermal of a cross country, because once you're high up and established, it becomes quite easy, I would say. Doesn't always seem that easy for me. I seem to be struggling these days. But anyway, let's get in the air. Sorry for talking too much again. I'm trying to keep these videos under 10 minutes. So we'll get in the air. Oh, sorry about that, folks. I didn't get any more filming. I'm down in the bottom. Absolutely no wind now. The wind's totally dropped off. Jim Cooper's up there. But that was it. It was forecast to drop. So, never mind. All good fun. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Sorry, I'm a bit of a failure again. But remember what I said. Don't despise that second thermal. Make sure you turn tight to begin with. Try and map out that climb using a 360. Feel which side the lift is on, if it's either on the right or the left riser. Always try to turn to the side that feels the most tight, the most you can feel which riser's pulling more. Always try and turn to that side, and as soon as you started 360ing, then you can start mapping the climb and feeling which side the best lift's on. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.